Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to install one of these smart CarPlay modules into a 2012 Audi A4. This installation will also apply to other models with a similar head unit such as the A5, the S4, the S5, as well as the Q5. I'm doing this install on an Audi Concert audio system. Okay, so this particular installation only applies to the Audi Concert audio system without navigation. Alright, I got this box from eBay for about $350 Canadian. Okay, and in this box I got the following items. I got these two manuals. One's a manual that shows you all the cable connections, and the other one is a manual that shows you how to operate CarPlay, and if you're an Android user, Android Auto. Okay, we have the CarPlay decoder unit. So this is what is injecting CarPlay or Android Auto into your audio head unit. And you have this harness right here. So this harness is comprised of this particular connector that actually connects into the head unit. Okay, so this side connects into the existing wiring harness in your car. Okay, this side connects into the decoder. All right, and then we have these two connectors as well. So this connector plugs into the temperature control module in your Audi, and this connects into the existing wiring harness for the temperature control module. We also have a little connector here that connects essentially the microphone. So we'll be installing an additional microphone so that we can use features like Siri and Google Assistant. Next we have this video cable. So this end will go into the decoder unit, and then this connector will actually plug into the OEM screens wiring harness. Okay, and this end will essentially go into the audio head unit. Okay, next we have the Wi-Fi antenna. So this should be installed somewhere away from metal. Okay, and then this goes into the actual decoder unit. Okay, next we have this harness over here. So this harness allows you to connect your phone to USB to use CarPlay or Android Auto. Okay, we have this little connector on this particular harness. So this connector essentially connects into the head unit. So later on in this video we'll be installing PCB into the head unit. So this will actually connect into that PCB. Okay, this side connects into the decoder unit. Then we have these connectors over here. So these connectors allow you to connect in a reverse camera or a front facing camera. So in this particular video I'll be not using these. Maybe I'll make another video where I install a reverse camera and a front camera and leverage these connectors. Next we have the microphone cable. So this is actually in two parts. So we have the actual microphone piece that connects into the extension cord, and then this extension cord, this little connector connects into the main power cable. Alright, then we have this Audi MMI cable that comes with an auxiliary port, and finally we have this USB to auxiliary cable that's included with the kit. Okay, we'll be installing this PCB onto the audio head unit. Alright, so the first thing we'll do is remove the control panel off the audio head unit. So to do this, I'm going to use my trim removal kit. So I'll place the tools under the plastic just to pry the plastic off the tabs, and I'll do this right around the control panel. There you go. So managed to take one side out, and we'll do the same on the other side. Awesome. Yeah, there you go. Alright, perfect. Alright, so with that removed, what you'll see here is you'll see this little ribbon cable. This ribbon cable actually connects to the control panel. Okay, What we'll be doing here is we'll be taking this PCB and connecting the PCB between the control panel and the audio head unit. Alright, so I'll be connecting this ribbon cable to this PCB right here. So most likely I'll have to free this ribbon cable, so I have a little bit more room to play. So I'm going to cut this sticker here, and with that sticker cut, this metal piece should just pop out, giving me a lot more ribbon to play with. Okay, you know what, just by looking at the pins, it looks a little bit frayed. So you know what, I probably won't use this ribbon cable. Instead, what I'll actually do is I'll use one of the ribbon cables that they provided to me in the package. So I'll take the old ribbon cable out, and then we'll take one of the new cables. When you're actually putting this in, just pay attention to the side of the ribbon cable that you're actually putting into the connector. Make sure the blue end faces outside. You just have to push this in place and just make sure the cable is firm. Okay, there you go. Perfect. Alright, I'm just going to remove the protector on the connector and then pull the clip out. And with that, we'll push the ribbon cable into the connector. Make sure you pay attention to the direction of the ribbon cable. And once the cable is in, I can then push the clip back in, securely locking the ribbon cable in place. We'll do the same on the other side of the PCB as well. And then again, once again, pay attention to the direction you're placing the ribbon cable into the connector. And once it's in place, just push the clip back in so it's firmly secured. Alright, so I'm going to remove these two screws. So the reason is we're going to actually mount the PCB using these two screw holes. So with the screws removed, we'll then place the PCB onto the head unit and put the screws back in. Alright, with that secured, I'm going to next connect the ribbon cable into the control panel. So again, pay attention to the direction in which the ribbon cable goes into the control panel. Alright, with that done, we can now put everything back together and clip the control unit back onto the head unit. And just make sure it's secure. It should all click in place. Perfect. Awesome. So now I'm in the car and I'm going to start installing the CarPlay unit. As you can see here, the audio unit is already out, and so is the glove box. So I have posted a video on how to remove the audio unit, as well as another video to show you how to remove the glove box with all the details you need to get the job done. Okay, we'll start by connecting this power harness to the harness in the car. This in place. Okay. Next we'll take this connector that goes into the temperature control. So you pull up on this little red tab, and then there's a little tab inside that pushes down while you apply pressure. Alright, we'll next take the other end of our harness and we'll plug it into the audio head unit like so, and then lock it in place. Right. Next, I'm going to take this harness. Okay, so this is again part of the power harness, but this is meant for the temperature control system. So we'll take this end, yeah, and then connect that to the connector we just took out. And the other end will connect into the temperature control module. Make sure it clicks, and there you go. We'll take this and feed it through the gap over there so that I can connect it to the decoder, which will be situated in the glove box. Okay, stop there. Do the same with this video cable, okay, as well. Right. From the OEM factory screen and connect it to this end of this connector. Okay, make sure it clicks in place, and then the other end goes into the head unit. So the other end goes in right over here. Okay. Next, I'm going to pass the microphone through the same hole. But this time from the glove box area into the audio head unit area, and then I will pull that out. And bring it from there. Okay, there you go. And then this gets connected to this little mini connector over here. There you go, it's connected. Alright, one thing you need to do before you actually put the head unit back in is just make some space. So make sure that the cables are not entangled, okay? Otherwise you're gonna have a very hard time putting this head unit back in. Alright, with all the connectors connected into the audio head unit, I'm gonna push it back into its slot. But before that, I need to move the gear shift to neutral. Turn off the car. Alright, we'll put the head unit back in. Hopefully we have enough room back there. Make sure all these harnesses are not in the way. Alright, I finally managed to put the head unit back in. So the additional cables made it an incredibly hard job. So it did take me a while, and that's the reason I couldn't film that portion. Okay. The other thing that I forgot to mention here was there is this little cable that I talked about. So this cable needs to connect in front of the PCB board that we attached to the motherboard. So make sure you feed that cable in as well and connect that cable connector into the PCB motherboard. That I'm gonna put the vent back in. Make sure it clicks into place, and then with that installed, I'm gonna put the LCD cover on as well. So Make sure it locks into place here and here, and then finally at the bottom. Okay, there you go. Next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put the temperature control back in. There you go. Make sure it clicks into place. So I'm gonna start connecting these cables into the decoder box. Okay, so I'll start off with this, which is the CAN cable that comes from the power harness. So make sure make sure when you're connecting these up, you hear a clicking sound, which tells you that it's connected properly. Next is the video cable. So this is the video cable that goes to the OEM screen. Okay, again, this is a little bit tricky, so make sure you push it so that it goes and locks in place. Yeah, let's connect this cable. So this connects to the USB as well as the cameras, the backup camera and the front camera. Again, we're not installing a camera in this particular video. So finally we have our RF cable that goes to the antenna. Plug that in as well. Make sure again you hear a clicking sound. There you go, that's clicked into place. Alright, so I think I've wired everything up. I think the best area I can find to mount this would probably be here. Just gonna mount that there. Okay, and then we'll tuck these cables at the back as well. If we need to access them later, we can always open up the glove box and access them. Okay, so this is the cable that goes to USB, so we'll make sure this goes into the glove box. So there's a little hole in the glove box over here. We'll put that through that. Okay, there you go. Okay, and then finally we have our microphone cable. So I'll take the microphone cable out. Cable here. We'll wire this through this gap over here. We also have the antenna. So this is the antenna, wireless antenna. So let's find a spot to mount this antenna. But first I need to take this out. So we have the wireless antenna here. What I'm thinking is, I think I'll mount it underneath the plastic here, the Wi-Fi antenna. So you are supposed to mount this away from any metal. So I'll mount it under the plastic, under the glove box. That'll probably be the best spot. So I'll take out the backing tape, and then this side is sticky. We can just stick that underneath. Alright, so that's stuck. Okay. So with all of that stuff done, let's see if we can put the glove box back in. Seems to be going into place, which is awesome. Alright, hold here just so it holds in place. Before I do anything else, I want to basically test it out again, just to make sure everything's working. Alright, I'm going to connect my phone to the Bluetooth. Pair new device. I see CarPlay come up. Select that. It's connected to CarPlay. We'll then go and hold media down, and there you go, my maps come up. Okay, so if I go and make a change to a map, let's go put let's put an address here. Oh, bloody hell. Alright, let's put an address in here and then hit directions and start. It's updating on the screen, so the map's working. Let's go and play some music. There you go, so the music is working. Perfect. Just show the screen. And so in here, basically I use my control wheel here to scroll, okay? And then I can use these buttons as well to change windows, okay? So if I need to change windows, I can use these buttons, right? And then I can use these buttons again to, you know, change the song, right? So I get full control of the CarPlay using my buttons that I have on my audio head unit. Okay, the other thing to note is the steering controls also work. So as I scroll through this, the steering controls also work. Again, shifting from screen to screen is a little bit difficult with the steering controls, but for basic controls, I think this does a good job. The other thing we have to do is we need to configure the hands-free. So when I press this button, it automatically activates the Audi system. But as you can see here, whatever I'm saying can actually be seen on the screen, because it's activating both the Audi system as well as the CarPlay system. So I need to look up how I can cancel the Audi system. Okay, so that's it for the install. Next we'll show you how to wire the microphone cable so that it's out of the way. I'm going to take the microphone cable and basically hide it so we can keep the factory look. So I'm going to basically take this and start putting it underneath this weather stripping. Okay. And then I'll use my trim tool to basically take this and put it under this little panel. Okay, so the way we do that is we use one trim tool to create some space, okay, and then we'll use the other one to push it behind the panel. Okay, so alright, there you go. See, completely hidden. Okay, the next thing is I'm going to take this cable and then hide it behind the headliner. Hide this behind the headliner. Okay, that way it's out of the way. Okay. Okay. So again, using my trim tool, I can take this out, and then that should come out. So in most cars there's a screw over here that will be holding this panel in place. For some reason the screw is missing in this car, but essentially the screw will be there inside the sunglasses case. All right, so we have our microphone cable. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll essentially pass it behind the headliner through this little gap here. So there's a little gap here. So what I've done is I've actually passed it through that gap. Okay, we can basically take it and tuck it behind the headliner over here, like so. Okay, and then we'll take the microphone and put it in here, right? And then we'll close up the panel. Okay, there you go. So, I mean, if this was any other car, you would be basically putting in a screw in here to hold this in place. Okay. Hey, thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please click the like button, and for more such videos, don't forget to subscribe to Rohan's Fixes and Builds.